Hello, Hannibal, and welcome to Hard Hats and Hard Truths, the Hannibal Board of Public Works podcast. I am Erica Mitchell, your host, and I'm joined today by the lovely Lynne Richards with Hannibal Parks and Rec. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Well, you're actually our first community guest on the show.
Wow.
Which...
I'm honored.
I just think that it's just, you're perfect for this. You're like you're a prominent face of the Hannibal community, honestly, with the events that you plan and coordinate and all of that. So we're really excited to have you here today.
Well, thank you. I'm the biggest cheerleader for Hannibal and the park system.
Yes.
So I don't mind doing things like this. Get the word out.
Yes, and there is so much around here that is just, it's so beautiful. We just are so blessed with our location here on the river and all the parks we have, and I think you guys do such a good job of like really utilizing all of what Hannibal has to offer to plan things for people to participate in and enjoy nature.
Right, we do. We have we have 30 plus parks, so we have a huge park system and lots of events. People want to use our parks for day-to-day recreation and for big events, so it's fun to get the word out about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of events, we actually have an event that we have done together. This will be our third time, you and I doing it together, as well as with the Hannibal Area Chamber of Commerce and U.S. Cellular. So before we talk about that event we have this weekend, can you just share a little bit more about like what you do for Parks and Rec, how long you've been there, and just things like that?
Yeah, well, I've been there, I think, about 15 years. I'm a Hannibal native. I've been here my whole life, except for college. I worked in media. I worked at the Courier-Post. I worked at the Quincy Herald-Whig for several years while my kids were growing up. And this job came available about 15 years ago, and I just love it. I do a little bit of everything. My official title is Recreation Supervisor. That's kind of what we all are, Recreation Supervisors. But I'm more in charge of the marketing part of it and the special events. So I try to get the word out about the things that we have and help people that are using our parks for events. Like right now, there's a job fair. So I help them use the Abercrombie Recreation Center for big events. If you're going to have a big event in town, you're going to have it at the Old Armory. So that's kind of what my job is. It's different every day. I love our parks. So it's a fun job for me to share about what's going on in the parks and help people use them.
Yeah. Well, you're very busy, that's for sure.
I sure am.
See,
yes.
We're actually in Chamber Ambassadors together, and she's always has events that she shares, trying to get the word out about those things. So definitely, your department is always very busy. And, and I know the Hannibal community really looks forward to events, especially in the spring and the summer when the weather's nice, and it just seems like there's something all the time, which is really great.
There is like the past couple weeks we've been hiring our lifeguards and getting ready for the Ronnie Farrell Hannibal Aquatic Center to open and for Bear Creek Sports Park to start their season. We took over Bear Creek Sports Park a few years ago. So we've been very busy with that, helping to hire all those, teenagers. So I've been sitting in on those interviews. That's so fun. But yeah, so getting ready for our summer. You'd think that our summer is our busiest season, but we're busy all year long.
Yeah. There's even stuff in the winter, whenever you would think there wouldn't be as much.
Yeah, pickleball is big, and people are playing pickleball at the Abercrombie Recreation Center every day, and there's events there every weekend. So yeah, I just love my job.
Yeah. Well, you're very good at it. So, and again, speaking of events, we have our event this Saturday. And we've done this for a long time, basically. So you have seen a lot more of these than I have, because this is only my third one that I've been doing. Why do you think that's important for Hannibal to have that kind of event, that spring cleanup day? What kind of benefit does that give you?
Yeah, well, we started doing it, as part of our Earth Day celebration. Earth Day is April 22nd every year, and it's just a day for people to, we do it for we do it to have people help pick up trash around town, but you can't. We just want people to think of the earth and help conserve and be aware of what your actions do to our earth. And so the spring cleanup is just a real simple way for people to go out and help pick up trash. I just love it because we have people all the time going out and picking up trash, and they'll say, you know, we picked up trash in this area, can you pick up the trash bags? So it's a, we thank them for helping us. But on Saturday, April 11th, we will have that at the Wyman's Pavilion. We'll be down there, and you can get trash bags and gloves, and you go pick up the trash wherever you want, or we'll have suggestions. And then the Board of Public Works maintenance personnel will go pick it up wherever you've dropped it.
Yeah. And we usually have, you know, a pretty decent group. I want to say, you know, usually it falls between 30 and 40. It just depends on the year. It seems like
and the weather.
I was going to say, it's been cold the last 32 times we've done it. So I'll have to look at the forecast for Saturday. But
it's not as nice as today, and there is some rain in the forecast, but you know, we're there from 8 to 11. You can do it anytime. Come down at 10. So
that's right. Yeah. You don't have to be there right at 8. Just whenever, you know, if you can only, even if you can only do it for 30 minutes, you know, because you've got other plans going on, every little bit helps. So
yeah.
Absolutely. So, you know, and I'm sure I speak for everyone at the HBPW, you know, when I say that we really enjoy being a part of this event every year, because it really is a great way for us to give back to the community.
Yes.
And it also helps us with keeping Bear Creek cleaned up, as well as some other areas. So, you know, we participate in a Missouri Stream Team, and so we have a chapter or group, you know, here at the BPW, and so we do an event in the fall for that as a part of Public Utilities Week, and then we do this. So we kind of do a spring and fall type of coordinated events for, you know, picking up trash.
And it's so nice that we work together and we partner, and the Chamber of Commerce partners with us. And you know, we're both a part of the city of Hannibal, but in this instance, we are working together, and we're just kind of, you know, we're asking people to be our volunteers, because Hannibal's for everyone. We're asking you to help keep Hannibal clean. Yeah,
it's really important, especially, you know, not that it's not important for a community that doesn't have as many tourists per se, but we do have a lot of tourists that come here every year, all throughout the year. And it's nice to, you know, keep that looking nice for people, because we have people that come from all over the country and honestly the world, you know, to come and check out the Mark Twain, you know, exhibits and museum and all those different things. And
but we want people to not only clean the downtown. We have several places out by Walmart that may need a few people to work on that. And you know, it's really, what's fun about this, I think, is like there'll be a service club or a youth group or a family. You know, it's usually not people coming by themselves. They usually do it with a couple of friends,
which is wonderful.
It is. It kind of makes it more fun. You get a little bit of exercise, and it really is easier when you have a couple of people. It doesn't take as long, and you can do a lot of good in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and I think we sometimes even have like a science class. I think we had one last year that came and did that. And
I just contacted the National Honor Society coordinator at Hannibal High School, because those students need service hours.
That's right.
So a lot of times,
I remember that from my day.
Erica and I will have to sign something that says that students participated. So that's really a neat part of it, that Hannibal High School students are participating.
Yeah. So just like she said, if anyone's interested in participating, we'll be there from 8 to 11 on Saturday, April 11th. I'll have a t-shirt for you guys, as well as bags and gloves. You know, sometimes Cellular brings other goodies. You know, we never know what they'll be bringing as well. But come down to the Wyman's Pavilion and participate if you want to at any time. So before we start, wrapping things up, what else is going on in Parks and Rec right now?
I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked, because next week, I want to say we want to call it Bat Week, because I wish we'd called it Bat Fest, because that kind of sounds fun.
Yeah.
But so Bat Day is Saturday, April 18th, and we have a lot of things planned for that. But the whole week, starting Thursday, we'll have a chamber after hours there at Sedalis Nature Preserve. We are celebrating 10 years of Sedalis Nature Preserve. So I can't believe it's been 10 years, but in the 10 years that Sedalis has been open, that has been such a well-used park. We have a lot of parks. We don't have a lot of pedestrian trails. And that's basically what Sedalis is. So it's a very, very wonderful addition to our park system. In 2012, some 200,000 endangered Indiana bats were found in the abandoned mines there. So that started an escalation of several things that occurred to open up Sedalis Nature Preserve in 2016. So it's been 10 years, and we're celebrating with a lot of bat conservationists and biologists and conservation experts will be in town next weekend. On Thursday, we'll have the Chamber After Hours thing and a short night hike that night. On Friday, there'll be a free showing of this documentary called The Invisible Mammal at Bluff City Theater, and that's free. That's at 4 o'clock. Then at 7 o'clock Friday, there'll be a night hike, and we have night hikes all the time. And
they're very popular, is what I've heard.
Yes, they're great. Yeah. This will be the biggest night hike we have, because we're going to be several groups. We'll have bat biologists there doing, what do they call it, mist netting. So they have a net outside the gates that will capture a bat, so they'll be able to look at it. Now they're gloved, and they're the scientists, so they know what to do. But you'll be able to see these bats close up and see what they do to identify them and weigh them, and we'll see what the scientists do with these bats. So that's exciting. That's on Friday night, and we ask you to make a reservation at HannibalParks.org. Saturday is Bat Day, so from 10 to 2 at the Admiral Kuntz Recreation Center, we'll have speakers, we'll have games, crafts, things for children, things for adults, and we will have some live bats there. Now, the U.S. Forest Service will have a container. They won't be flying around the armory like we did the eagles for Eagle Day.
That? Yeah.
But we will have live bats there. That's kind of what is a big draw, so people can see them at Bat Day. So very excited about that.
Oh,
We've been planning this for a long time.
Yeah, it sounds like very well thought out, and just there's a lot packed in there. So that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I was going to say, back to the Sedalis, that pavilion is just beautiful, and it's so handy for having lunch there or an event, or all you have to do is call the reserve.
Right. That's Missouri Department of Conservation donated that pavilion, and we use it all the time. And now there's a bathroom there.
Yes.
And what is new at Sedalis Nature Preserve is a big storyboard that tells the history of Sedalis. So if you haven't been there lately, you've probably missed it. So go there. It's really interesting. There's lots of pictures. You can learn the history of Sedalis and about the Indiana bats right there on that sign.
Yeah, well, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that because I'm usually only there, just a few times a year, so I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
Well, one thing's for certain, there is a lot to do in Hannibal.
There is. Yes.
And so, of course, if you want to learn more about the events that Mary Lynne just talked about, be sure to check out their website or their social media pages. And want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching. Just a reminder, if you want to participate in the Spring Cleanup Day, we'll be there on Saturday, April 11th from 8 to 11. And if you have a question about any of the topics that we've discussed today, you can put a comment underneath this video, and we'll see you next time on Hard Hats and Hard Truths.